So I'm going to be doing a vaguely sporadic series of 1950s science fiction film discussions. Chronologically, from like 1950 to 55, I have a series of films lined up. We're not going to be discussing all of these sequentially in order. Sometimes it might be just depending on how I feel. You'll still get a lot of early Indian cinema and some other, all other sort of types of features across the days. Anyway, what was intended to be the first American science fiction film of the 1950s was Destination Moon, directed by Irving Pichel. Pichel? I'm not certain how to pronounce that. It was beaten to it by a film we've actually already discussed on this program titled Rocket Ship XM, directed by Kurt Newman. Fascinating stuff, that. And if you thought Rocket Ship XM was rubbish, well, look at Destination Moon. This is a lavish production. Terrific Technicolor. We've got a Lionel Linden photography. Robert Heinlein helped out on the screenplay, and he was a technical advisor. And I'm sure that, I mean, I don't know, but without Heinlein, I don't know if anyone in Hollywood would have given a stuff about this film being scientifically accurate. But it actually serves as a kind of it's almost, it's vaguely meta, isn't it? The characters in the film are trying to pitch the a manned rocket to the moon, and I think in much the same way, the film is kind of hoping to popularly educate the masses about this idea, as well as serve as a kind of more, I guess you'd say, entertaining, digestible pitch for this scientific expedition, for the space race. And they even have Woody Woodpecker in this film to help. So he's a surrogate for someone who does not know about technology in this cartoon. And he's educated the audience and the film and the room laugh along with it. It's a tremendous little moment, actually. I was reading that apparently Woody Woodpecker is in the film because George Powell was quite good friends with the creator of Woody Woodpecker. George Powell was a producer on this film, the great George Powell. And yeah, so George Powell tried to insert Woody Woodpecker into all of his films. I don't know if there's a source. I could just Google it. I just can't be bothered right now. I'm recording this. To search whether this is truly the case in all of George Powell's films. Apparently, it's the case in the 1953 War of the Worlds film, and people may or may not have realized until the commentary track for a DVD, and a couple of the actors pointed it out. I'm trying to remember what I read. It may not be accurately remembering it. At one point, as the rocket had landed on the moon, and I noticed I was really enchanted with the film. I thought about what was going on, and in a millisecond I realized, oh yes, this music is phenomenal. Like, where'd they borrow this? They didn't borrow it. It was an original score. Composed by one Leaf Stevens, it is not just me. This score is considered very acclaimed. If this film's reputation is mixed, I don't think this score's is whatsoever. I deduce all of that because it's been reissued many, many times as on vinyl and then on CD decades later. The new packages have extensive liner notes written in them. And just as of the publication of this video, Destination Moon does not have a Blu-ray release, and yet this soundtrack has been reissued many times. That's interesting. Well, I mean, there's been 5 issues of the soundtrack since its initial release in 1950, and considering that Destination Moon is not a particularly well-known film and obviously has not received its Blu-ray transfer restoration as of yet, it's just interesting to note. Along with Rocket Ship XM, 1950s American science fiction films see their cultural genesis here. A positive appraisal and promotion of 1950s Destination Moon. If you're so inclined, do check it out. We'll be exploring more 1950s science fiction very gradually over the course of the next month or so. If you think I've missed any titles, well, that is only because I may have already discussed them. The Man from Planet X, Conquest of Space, When Worlds Collide. Those are at least three off the top of my head I've definitely discussed before. So if you'd like to see my thoughts on those three particular films, for whatever reason, try the search bar on my channel's page and type in the film in question. That'll just send you to the review. Thanks all. Have a fantastic day.